Stonehouse Homestead, where we're taking small steps towards self-sufficiency. We're using what we have to do what we can where we are. And today is a Money Counts Monday, but due to technical difficulties, we're bringing it to you a day late. So I'm gonna call it a try again Tuesday. And we're gonna try this again. So I wanna talk to you a little bit today about the budget. It's really not a dirty word. A lot of people, well, not a lot, I hear people get a little bit nervous when they hear about budgeting, but it's actually a very necessary tool in your debt-free journey. It helps you see where your money goes, and it helps you to tell your money where you want it to go. So when John and I decided we were going to start on this journey, we sat down and we did our budget, and we made a list of the different categories that we spend money on each month, or categories that we need to make sure we set aside money each month for in the future. And based on previous expenses and previous spending, we allocated different amount of money to each category. And what I did was I pulled out our Financial Peace University envelope notebook here that we got when we took the class a few years back. And this is just a little notebook. It has on here, if you will live like no one else, later you can live like no one else. Pretty cool. And in this little book here, it's got a page here of the envelope system and just the basics of it. And again, all of this information is on the YouTube, Dave Ramsey YouTube site. He has all of his Financial Peace University classes on there for free, as well as in the book, The Total Money Makeover. It goes into more detail about this, but this is just what we do. So I've got a category for groceries based on what our history of spending money for groceries is, and I've got a category for entertainment. If we want to go to a movie, or we decide maybe we want to save up money for a concert or something, that money goes here. We have dining out, because we do know that we are going to want to, eat out maybe a couple times a month. We have a clothing category. This is money that we set aside that we can either use it for clothing that month, or it can just accrue and we can have a bigger chunk to go clothes shopping. Pet supplies, it's very important. Pet supplies include things like pet food and duck food and bedding, toys, treats, that kind of thing. Then I have these loose envelopes that came with it as well. One for lawn and garden, one for a car wash. We budget for a car wash. I have a category for medical expenses and prescriptions that we can't pay for with my health savings account card. And we have one for household. Household includes things like cleaning supplies, laundry detergent, or anything that we might need for the house. If I want to save up some of this money for like a new blender or something, that would all come out of here. We also allot a certain amount of money each month for John and I each to have spending money. This is money we don't have to account to each other for. It's just our money to use as we want. And then I just took some regular envelopes. This is an envelope that came in a bill that we could send our payment back in, but instead I took it and used it for gifts. This is gifts as in Christmas. We can save money in here for Christmas. Also for family and friends, birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, that kind of thing. And we also have an envelope for vet care. This is an envelope that I get my paycheck in every 2 weeks, and we just use that again, reuse it, and I just put my category on here. We learned that it's very important to have money set aside for vet care. John will put a link about the video about our dog Dutch, and when he needed some unexpected surgery that we weren't prepared for financially. It was expensive and we ended up having to finance it, which we will not do again. That's why we're setting aside money for vet care every month in this envelope. And vet care includes the regular yearly visits, the vaccinations, medications, and it can just accrue until we get it to a size or amount of money that we feel is going to be comfortable for us in case an emergency comes up. Now, you don't have to have anything even this fancy. You could go fancier. Some people actually will get nice fancy envelopes or make their own envelopes, or there's a lady on Etsy that sells wallets specifically for this, or you can get patterns to make them, or you can just use the envelopes that you get from the bank when you get cash back. They're free, and you just put your category on there, and there you go, you got your envelope system. And what I do at the end of the month or the beginning of the next month, depending on how paydays fall, I will write a check for the total amount that we need to fill our envelopes, and I go to the bank and I give them the check, and I give them a piece of paper, tells them how many of each I need, how many hundreds, 50s, 20s, 10s, 5s, you get it. And I come home and I distribute the money in the envelopes. Then I take what I know I'm going to need for the week and I move it over to my wallet. I got this wallet at Marshall's, one of my new favorite stores. Have brand names for less, and they really, really do. And I made my own little categories. It's already divided up into sections, and so I put grocery money in here. I've got money for eating out that I keep in here for the week. My spending money has a category. I also have one inside here for pets, that kind of thing. That way I can keep everything separate, because I was having a difficult time with getting money mixed up and not being able to keep things separate and using categories and having money gone and not realizing what I did with it, you know, all that kind of stuff. So this has really helped, being able to keep everything separate. And again, you know, you don't have to do this. Find what works for you. It's just important to have your categories. Some people actually do it all online and they keep all their categories digitally online. For me, that doesn't work. I need to tangibly, physically have that in my hand and know it's in here. And then we keep the big envelope system here, the big notebook here in the house in a safe place, and then I just take out what I need. The idea is we're not using the bank card. We're not using a credit card. We've got everything we need here. This is our budget. When the money's gone from an envelope, that budget category is done for the month. And if something comes up in that category, we either need to take it from another category, a different category, or we need to find out a way to pay for it, or we don't do it. Simple as that. So that's the living like no one else, because people don't normally do that. But if we do it now, then later we'll live like no one else. So I really hope that coming along with us on our journey is giving you guys some inspiration, some ideas, some motivation to try to, if not, you know, jump in with both feet and get debt free, at least looking at the idea of becoming debt free, because it's really, really important. So until next time, we will see you on Stonehouse Homestead.